Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where you can see the puzzle I'm faced with today. It's a fog of war Sudoku where there is absolutely nothing in the grid given. I don't think there could be a more terrifying grid than that, really. It's called Welcome to Elementary School, and it's by a constructor called Flipsen. And I'm told that this is a debut on the channel for Flipsen, who apparently is a mathematics teacher. And reading the instructions, I can very much believe that, because they introduced the concept of a Fibonacci line. So we're going to be dealing with Fibonacci sequences, I think, in today's puzzle. Yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating rule set. And if you're looking at this grid thinking, what on earth is this Sudoku puzzle? The idea of fog of war Sudoku is that when you place a correct digit in the grid, say we worked out what that digit is, and we put it in, it was right, it would clear all the fog from those cells, and then you'd reveal stuff, hopefully, underneath the fog, which would help us to solve more of the puzzle. It's absolutely fascinating innovation in the world of Sudoku. I'm a massive fan of it, but this one feels a bit daunting. I've no idea how difficult it is. Welcome to Elementary School suggests it might be elementary, but that might be a false hope. What do I need to tell you about before we kick off and start solving today? Well, it's the 19th of October. There is a knowledge bomb for you, and that means that tomorrow is the closing date for this month's competition on Patreon, which is of course this wonderful Sudoku hunt called Trick or Treat by the Skunk Works. Well, many hundreds of you have successfully solved all of those puzzles. Really well done. And to be honest, if you haven't started them yet and you give it a good go, you could easily get the competition puzzles done, I think, in an hour or two. So there is still time if you want to enter it. I think Kurt Hugo Schneider solved all of the puzzles in the hunt in an hour and a half. Now, you don't need to solve all of them to enter the competition. I think you just need to enter the first 5. So it's very doable. And actually, even if you have solved all of the puzzles or all of the visible puzzles, there are sneaky hidden puzzles hidden in that hunt as well. And there's a video over on Patreon explaining how to find them. So anyway, basically, the too long don't read version, or didn't read version of this, is that there's one more day left in the competition. Other than that, our Line Sudoku app is out. That is another thing to mention. And I have some birthdays to do, which are going to come with a big apology, actually. Cracking the Cryptic does have a very small presence on Facebook, and I don't check Facebook very often. And I checked it yesterday. I can't even remember why, but I found 2 requests for birthday messages that I've missed, and one of them is appallingly late. So Steiner, over there in Norway, you turned 46 on the 12th of September. I'm really sorry. And I know this because Sigrid wrote to us with plenty of time in advance, so I'm really sorry, Steiner. Sigrid did say that you do watch every video, so I am hopeful you will get these belated birthday wishes, and I hope you had a great chocolate cake on the day, and I am very sorry that this is so late. I also need to apologise to Marcel. I'm less late with Marcel's birthday greetings, but your fiancée Laura wrote to us, Marcel. I know you're over there in Germany. And your birthday was last Saturday, and I'm sorry I missed that one as well. Anyway, Laura wanted me to let you know how much she loves you, and she's so proud of you. So I'm really I'm sorry. Finally, I'm able to wish somebody a happy birthday, which is correct, and that is Matt over there in Seattle, Washington State, and this is from Julia. And Julia wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Matt, and I think you watch the channel a lot, so many happy returns. I hope you are able to have an enormous chocolate cake that would have been befitting the Great British Bake Off, which had Chocolate Week. I watched Chocolate Week, the Chocolate Week episode on the Great British Bake Off yesterday, and it was, well, it induced hunger. Let's just put it like that. There were some good cakes on display. Now, I've got distracted. I'm thinking about chocolate cake. Let's have a look at Welcome to Elementary School, and let's see what Flipsen has in store for us. The rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. Now, 9-cell diagonals are Fibonacci lines in modulo 10. That does get explained later on in the instructions. Starting with 2 consecutive digits, e.g. 123581 ... The first digit in a Fibonacci line is always the smaller one. Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute because it gets explained a bit later on. Cells separated by a black dot contain digits with a 1:2 ratio, i.e. one digit is double the other. I can't see any black dots. Hopefully there are some black dots. So imagine that this domino was separated by a black dot and this digit was a 2. Then this digit would have to be a 1 or a 4 to make sure that one of these digits was double the other. Cells separated by a white dot must contain consecutive digits. So if this was a 2 and there was a white dot between these two squares, this square would be a 1 or a 3 to ensure consecutiveness. Digits along an arrow must sum to the total in that arrow's circle/pill, read as a 2-digit number. Okay, so there might be some pills under the grid. How can we show that? So imagine that was a pill. I don't have the ability to show pills. So imagine that was a pill, and emanating from said pill was an arrow. I don't know if I can't draw an arrow, but let's imagine this is a 3-cell arrow. Then what you would do is add those 3 digits up, and let's say they added to 21. Then these two squares would be a 2 and a 1, is how I think that rule is meant to be interpreted. And then it says, placing correct digits will clear the fog from the surrounding cells. And then it explains what modulus is. So it says the modulus 10 of a number is the remainder you get after dividing that number by 10, i.e. it is just the units digit of any number, e.g. 47 modulo 10 is simply 7. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. Basically, if you divide 47 by 10, you can divide it exactly 4 times, but not 5 times, because you would have 4 times with a remainder of 7. So 47 modulo 10 is always 7. Let's do another one. 53 modulo 10 is 3. It's the units digit. It's the leftover part once you've divided it into as many portions of 10 as you can. I've heard modulus described as well. What you could do is you can deduct the modulus consecutively, and it's the smallest single digit positive or smallest positive number you can get, or something like that at the end. So if you take 47 and take 10 away, 37, take 10 away, 27, take 10 away, 17, take 10 away, 7. Now if you did it again, you get a negative number. So before you do that, that's your answer. Now a Fibonacci line is a series of numbers in which each number is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. So let's go to the example, which was 1235831. Because normally a Fibonacci sequence starts with 2 ones, doesn't it? It's 1, 1, and then you add the ones together, you get 2. You add the 1 and the 2, you get 3, etc., etc. So this one, I'll use small digits in case we accidentally alight upon a correct digit and clear fog, which we're not entitled to do at the moment. So it would begin like this. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, modulo 10 turns into 3, 3 plus 8 is 11. Well, or you can, it doesn't matter how you view it. You could view this as 8 plus 13 is 21, and that's still 1. Or you could view it as 8 plus 3 is 11, which means this is 1 anyway. And then you could view this as, what's it going to be, 13 plus 21 is 34. Or you can simply add the units digits together, it doesn't matter. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is one possible Fibonacci line. Okay. But there are lots of other Fibonacci lines, I think we're being told. Anyway, they're the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Welcome to elementary school, Simon. Let's get cracking. Now, given that we can see absolutely diddly squat, I presume what we have to do is to work out how these diagonals, these 9-cell diagonals, work. Now, I'm just pausing for a second. I'm trying to think, is there a reason that... Are these recursive, these Fibonacci sequences? Are we always taking sort of a 9-cell sequence from a sequence that repeats? Am I meant to understand that? I don't. If I am meant to understand that, my brain is not telling me how I'm meant to understand that. I think I'm embarrassingly, and what I'm going to have to do is sort of list them out. So 1, 2, that would go 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is the example, isn't it? That must go 8, 3, 1, 4, 5. But then the next one would be, must start with 2 consecutive digits, with the first digit being the smaller one. So 2, 3 is the next option. So then we go 5, 8. You see, this one is just this sequence, isn't it? We've interrupted the first sequence at a different point. So it must go 1, 4, 5, 9, and then it would continue 4 with a 4, etc. So if we start with 3, 4, we get 7. Oh no, 7. Well, 7 hasn't appeared in that sequence, so we're on a different track, at least initially here. That's a 9. That's going to be a 7. That's a 6, and that's a 3. I've no idea how we're actually going to resolve this, by the way. 4, 5, 9. I can't type. 4, 3, 7. That doesn't work. Okay. So this one we can immediately discard, I think, because 3 plus 7 is 10. And 10, well, that means there's 0 remainder, and I can't put that into a Sudoku. There are no zeros in this puzzle, so I think we can delete this one. Let's keep going. So hopefully what we'll find is... I know what it's going to be. I've suddenly had an epiphany. Right. What we're going to find is that these will all break, or they will all give unique middle digits. Oh, am I wrong about that? Hang on. Because what I'm suddenly thinking is that these diagonals, they have to meet in the middle of the grid, don't they? So that these two sequences can meet here with an 8. But can you put the same sequence? No. Right, okay. You do need 2 different sequences. I'm starting to understand how we can start this. So what we can't do is say take this top sequence 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 3, 1, 4, 5, put it here, and then take that same sequence and put it onto the other diagonal, because the one will always clash. Just look at the way the sequence starts. It starts 1, 2, 3, and let's imagine this is 1, 2, 3 going down this diagonal, and we try and put the 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 3, 1, 4, 5 sequence on the other diagonal in either direction. It doesn't matter. That digit or that digit will be a 1, because that's how the sequence starts, and that one will clash by virtue of Sudoku. So we do need 2 different sequences, which means that this looks very good, doesn't it? So that's what I'm right. That's now what I'm expecting. So let's just prove that. So we're going to get 1, 7, 8, 5, 3. I've got another 8. No, that's not what I wanted. Bobbins. Hang on. I've probably done that wrong. No, I do still get 8. I've done it twice now. I've still got 8. Bobbins. Okay, well, maybe I'm totally wrong then. Scuppered. Bobbins McBobbins face. Right, let's try 6, 7, 3. Oh, that one breaks. That gets to 7, 3 immediately, which means that's a 0, so that's gone away. 7, 8. Oh, what on earth is going on? Go. I want to put 7, 8, and then I wanted to put 5 there. 3, 8 again. What on earth is going on? 8 seems to be very, very popular as this middle digit. Am I missing? I must be missing something. Don't understand. 1. Now that one's broken as well now. I should just keep completing these lines, because so many of them are breaking in ways that are totally weird. Yeah, 9 and 1 would give 10, so that one comes out. Okay, so we're left with 8, 9. So we've got 8, 9. which is going to be 7, 6, 3, 9, 12, 11, 3. Ah, okay. So that's distressing, isn't it? Because now I can match, I've got two different sequences in terms of I could match the 3s on the diagonals and have a 3 in the middle, or I could match the 8s on the diagonals, and goodness only knows with the 8s. Ah, no, I see. Right. Right. Okay, this is very clever. This is very clever. I need to find a way of showing you this, though. I've spotted one pair of 8s that don't work. Right, I'm going to try and draw this in. Let me draw that in there, and then I'll use a different colour on the other diagonal. Oh, sorry, lost my army. Total shank. Okay, there we go. Right, now look at, which one did I just notice doesn't work? It was these two can't pair off together. So let's imagine we made that, we put that on the purple diagonal and this one on the blue diagonal. Now you can't do that for a rather cool reason, which is that, well, I'll tell you why it is, or I'll tell you how I saw it. I saw it that this 4 is a problem. Because it doesn't matter if we decide, it doesn't matter which of these diagonals I put this string of digits on. The 4 will either the purple 4 will definitely be in one of those 4 squares, yeah. And let's say it's in one of those 2 squares. Well, now look at the blue sequence and see this 4. Where is that going to go on the blue diagonal? Well, it's going to be in the same position. And it doesn't matter which way round it is. This 4 will see both of those squares. So you can't pair up this one with this one. That won't work. Alright, so we're going to have to do this in a slightly exhaustive way, I think. So this one, at the moment, it could join... No. No, I've now eliminated the top one. You can't do... Oh, bobbins. What did I do then? This one doesn't work. Well, this one doesn't work at all. Because we can't pair it with this one, and we can't pair it with this one, because what would happen in the middle box? Look at the 5s. So this sequence would be something like 5, 8, 3 on the purple diagonal, but this sequence would have a 5 in one of those 2 squares as well. So 5s would clash in the middle box, and that's ruled out all options for that top one. So this is wrong. This is simply impossible as a strategy. Now, can we do... So now we've got to look at those 2, I think, and see if these work. No, these don't work either, because this time the 6s don't work. Look, the 6 here, which if I put it on the purple line would be in one of those squares, is going to see this 6, which is going to be in one of those 2 squares. Doesn't matter which way round we put the sequence, the 6s will hit each other, and that's beautiful. That is actually very beautiful. I don't know if I'm doing this the right way. I have a horrible feeling there's some mathematical trick I could have done. You can see what this is going to do. Although it's bad. It's bad for our prospects of 3 in the corner in this puzzle, which have now disintegrated. I am, though, before I write 3 into this square, I am just going to think about whether or not I've managed to rule out the whole world of possibilities. So let's imagine we put that one on this diagonal and we put this one on the other diagonal. Are we going to get clashes? I'm not very quick at doing this. I haven't found one yet. No, I can't see a clash, and that's great because that does suggest we're on the right track. So all we actually know at this point is that the middle digit of this sequence and this sequence, and we don't know which lines these sequences go on, but that middle digit is a 3. I don't know whether to move this down, actually. I think I will, because I need to keep track of this. 8, 9, 7, 6, 3, 9, 2, 1, 3. And now I can get rid of that. And I think if we write 3 into this square, We get somewhere. We get what looks like, is that just a straight arrow that I can't see under this blue line I've drawn? Let's actually get rid of the blue line. In case, yes, okay, so that's good. We'll get rid of the lines now. We know what we're doing. Whoopsie. Yeah, and now we're actually being told something very useful, which is one of these sequences has to fit on this arrow and make it work. So we've got 3 plus something equals something. Well, it's got to be this. We can't make 8 is not equal to 3 plus 1, but that should be a 6. That should be a 9, I think. Okay, this could go quickly now, because then we know it goes 6, 3, 9, 2, 1, 3. I've just gone through that lot. Oh, hang on, what am I? Oh, so when oh dear, this is just a legacy of how many diagonal Sudokus I've done. When I saw the diagonal pattern and I put 3 in the middle, I immediately said, well, I can't put 3s on the diagonal, forgetting that these diagonals are Fibonacci lines. They are not non-repeating diagonals, sorry. So actually, I have got a 3 in the corner. I do get to sing. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. So hang on, we can go 7, 9, 8, and this line down here, this sequence can now be deleted. And this diagonal now, hang on, let's work out which way round it goes. Or are we not? This is a 5, isn't it? So it's either going 2, 3, 5, 8. That would work on that black dot. That would be a 4. 1, 4, 5, 9. Oh, I thought that. No, I'm not going to get a clash, because if I was going to get a clash, that I would already have established that when I compared the diagonals. So maybe that digit then. What's that digit if we start 2, 3, 5, 8, 3, 1? That's it. Right, this black dot is absolutely gorgeous, because if we start the sequence from here, that square becomes a 1, 8, 3, 1. On a black dot makes this a 2 and clashes. So we have to start it here. It has to go 2, 3, 5, 8, 3, 1, 4, 5, 9. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look, and we've made an absolutely huge inroad into the puzzle now, which we can. Well, that's a 4 by Sudoku. We've got. Oh, I see. We've got a pill here. Okay. Well, hang on. I can do that digit. Yeah, if you look at this pill, I've no idea where the arrow goes, but it seems, I think it's this arrow somehow wiggling around in this grey, in the fog here. But this tens digit can't be 2, 3, 4, or 5. Well, there's no way this can be a 6. I can't make 4 different digits plus 2 more add up to 60 something. The most these could add up to would be 30, plus a bit more here. So this has to be a 1, I think. That's the only rational tens digit available. And that revealed a bit of the fog. Okay, that digit is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 9. So that's 6, 7, 8. So this line, could it go in here? Could it go there and then turn and go diagonally? Would I see some evidence of it in this white square? I'm not certain, actually. It probably just goes down and across. But I'm not sure I can assume that. Hang on. What's this? There's another black dot here, which hasn't got 1, 2, or 8 on it. So this is a 3, 6 pair. Sorry, that's obvious. So that's 6, that's 3. You can never put 5, 7s, and 9s on black dots in Sudoku, because the other digit cannot be half or double it. You'll get silly numbers, 10, 14, 18, or 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5. None of those are Sudoku digits. There's a 3 over here by Sudoku, and well, let's think about this then. So what have we got? These squares here are a minimum of 4, 5, which would give us 12 here. So we can still achieve 16, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Oh, that's better. Right, this is a naked single, I think. It can't be 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. It can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful. Right, so that's a 4. This is a 5, 7. I'm just going to fully pencil mark this and let's think about it a bit more carefully. So 5 by Sudoku is definitely on this line now. So it's either 5, 7, 3 or it's 5, 9, 3. 5, 9, 3, that's 17. No, okay. There's absolutely no way this is 5, 9, 3. Because that's already 17. And once I add some digits on down here, it's at least 20. And it can't be 20. So it's got to be 5, 7. Which is, it's not resolved, but that's what it's got to be. That gives us a 9 in box 1. And we've got 15 here. Oh, so it's got to be 15 plus a 1, 2 pair. Because that's the minimum we can put here, and the maximum we can put there is to make that 18. So there we go. Now, is that helpful? This is a 3. Yes, that's a 5 by Sudoku. This is a 3 on a dot. So this is a 2 or a 4, and it can't be a 4. We've found another arrow underneath the fog. We've got only odd digits left to put in column 4, look, because we've used up 2, 4, 6 and 8, and 1, 3 and 9 have gone there, so that immediately tells us that's a 5 or a 7, which does give us a 5, 7 pair in row thingy thing, the technical term thingy thing being used for row 5 here. Can't see if there's anything else parity related going on. Well, actually, I am going to use parity quickly. I don't know if it matters, but I can use it on this dot. In fact, I can use it on this dot. This is rather cute. Because, what do we know about consecutive digits? Well, they must have an odd and an even number involved in them. Now, the odd number involved on this dot looks at first blush like it has to be a 1 or a 9, but it can't be a 1, because a 1, 2 pair will break this digit. So this has got to have 9 on it, which... Yeah, okay. I mean, there was another way of doing that, I'm now seeing. Simple Sudoku using all of these 8s and 9s would have told us that was an 8-9 pair. But the way I did it was better. There, I've said it. And probably, though, it doesn't do anything. Okay, can we get these digits then? 7. Yes, I get 7 in box 1. And these squares have got to be a 4, 6 pair. So this digit is a 1 or a 2. Okay, not sure. Oh, 4? No, I thought I was going to be able to get 4 onto this arrow thing down here, but not quite yet. How about 9 is in one of those squares? We might have to resort to doing Sudoku here, which is total outrage. Flipsen, what on earth are you making me do? 3s, 2s. Where's the obvious win here? Maybe this row. 3, 6, 7, 9. Yes, it is. Where's 3 in that row then? It's not there, and it's not in those squares by Sudoku, so that's a 3. So, no, there's a 3 down here. Okay, well, I can do something with that, because this arrow now must have a 1 on it. In fact, I now know where the 1 goes, because if there was no 1 on it, how could we constitute it? It's not got 2 on it, and we've just worked out it's not got 3 on it. So it would have to be a 4, 5 pair, which actually is impossible, but the way I was seeing it before was I saw it couldn't add up to 9. So there must be a 1 on it to prevent it being a 4, 5 pair, and the 1 seems to have to go there. Yes, okay, so that's a 4. 4 is in one of these squares by Sudoku. These two digits are 1 apart, which might be interesting. Don't know. Just trying to see. Yes, okay. 6 is definitely in this sequence, and 5 can't be. That's really nice. If that's just, let me just think about that. Yeah, so doesn't this have to be a 6-7 pair then? And we know which of the higher digit it's got to be. So that's got to be 7. That's got to be 6. So this is good. So 7. I really like this, by the way. It's very. The start was really interesting. That if you start the Fibonacci sequence with a consecutive number, only one pair can fit in a Sudoku. It's sort of a weirdity that's quite cute. But now look, we're actually getting digits put in all over the place. Now 8 has to be here. Is that useful? 8's in one of those two. In this box, we've not put 2, 4, and 5 in. So 5 is vertical, and this is a 2. Let's tidy up our pencil marks, always something worth doing, and think again. So this column must be where we're meant to look, isn't it? 5, 7, and 8. Okay, that's 5 or 8. That's 5, 7, or 8. And that's 5 or 8. So where's 7 in this column? That would have been a sensible way to approach that. That's cleared more fog, although it's not revealed anything. 7's got to be in one of these two squares. We're honing in on a point where Sudoku may be important, or more important than ever. This is a 6-7 pair. I want to put middle digits in. This column maybe 1, 3, 5, and 9. That's a naked single. Can only be a 3. Sees 1, 5, and 9 through a variety of mediums there. Now that should be useful for these squares, surely. These are 5, 8, and 9 now. Let's put that in. So in this row we've not placed 1, 2, and 3, so there's now effectively a 1, 2 pair. That becomes a 3, that becomes a 3. A dot has appeared which hasn't got 2 or 3 on it. So it's either 4, it must be 4, 8. Can't be anything else. That's good, okay. So that fixes my 9 here. That gives me an 8 here. And these squares are a 1, 6 pair. To do that, 1 and 6. Is that resolved somehow? Probably is. I can't see immediately how. 1, 2, and 8 down here to fill this box. That's not 2. No, do not get me stuck. 6, 7, and 9. I can't see how that works either. I'm sure it does somehow. That's not 7. That's not 9. That's not 8. Okay, let's try this column. Yes, where's 1 in this column? That would have been a very sensible question to ask a long time ago. 5, where's 9 in this column now? It's got to be here. So that must be a 5 by Sudoku, which means that's an 8, that's an 8, that's a 5. That digit is, we don't know yet. That's a 2. I haven't put a 2 into this box. So that's 6 or 9. What about 4, 5, 6, 9 into these squares? 5 in the top row has to go there. So 5 is in one of 2 places, I think, in box 6. This square is 4, 6, or 9. These squares are, no, I was about to say 4, 6, and 8, isn't it? So that's 6 or 8. This is, I want to say 4, 6, or 8. 1, 6, 8 triple in this column. That's good. 1, 6, see the 1, 6, 8 triple there? So that's got to be a 7. It can't be a 6 anymore. So that's a 6. These are not 6s. And I must know this digit, 9. That's got to be a 9. I've not put 9 into that column. It's still being naughty, isn't it? Hang on. That feels like it's some sort of quadruple. It's not quite, is it? 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. No, it's not. What about... We might have to go full ham on the pencil marking here. Mark would be delighted about this. 2, 4, 5, 7. That square I want to say is 2 or 4. So in this row there's definitely a 7 down here. That square is 2, 4 or 7. No, it's not 4, is it? Because of this 4, 8 pair here. So that's 2 or 7. Still can't quite do it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So these squares can't be 4. 1, 2, 5, 6. Oh, goodness me. Is that a... This might be a naked single. Let me just think about that for a moment. 1, 2. Yeah, see 1, 5 and 6. It can only be 2. So that's 7. And that did clear the fog, which suggests it's correct. So that's 9. That's 4. 4. That's 4. That's 6. That's 6. That's 9. And that's probably going to be very helpful. 6, 8 here gives me a 7. That's 4, 8 is now resolved. And what's that done? I'm sure it's done lots. It's given us a well, 1. Oh, this is a naked 5 now. It sees 1 and 6 in the row. So this is a 1 or a 6. I'm sure it's done. I just can't immediately see how. This is 5, this is 4, this is 2, this is 1, this is 6, this is 1, this is 2. That should be a something. 4, I think. That's 1, that's 6, that's 8. So we get to put 8 down here, and the 1 and the 2 are now resolved. That's gorgeous. Right, let's see if that's right. Yes. Solve counter 1. I'm the first person to solve the puzzle. 27 minutes. That was very, very interesting, actually, Flipsen. What a debut. A totally blank fog of war. Yeah, my favourite bit was actually realising or starting to appreciate that I needed 2 different sequences to cross, and that it wasn't actually easy to pair 2 of those sequences off, because you kept on finding, it was quite often these digits, wasn't it, that would hit one another and therefore couldn't work. It's really cool. It's a very cool idea. Interesting. Liked it a lot. Let me know in the comments whether you had a go. And I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.